Content of this video is characteristics of DBMS and advantages of DBMS. I hope you remember what is DBMS. What is DBMS? So DBMS is a software. Okay, this software is used to create, define and manipulate database. That means a collection of data is going to be stored in the computer and it is going to be defined and manipulated in a proper manner using this software DBMS. We know up to this. There are many DBMS softwares. We not yet discussed about that. Simply we know what is the data, am I right? Then you know what is the information and what is database. Data are raw facts. So data is the raw facts. Then information is the organized and formatted. Data is processed, organized and formatted to make a meaningful information. Then database. Database is a collection of related data in an organized way. So the software which is going to manage the database is said to be DBMS. Now we are going to see the characteristics. How would be the DBMS? Data stored in tables. Data stored in tables. How would be the table? See here, this is the table format. Can you see the student number, student name, student age, student class and student section? So these are the headings, and below that each one is a related data and it is said to be a record. 1101 student number with the name of Kannan with the age of 14 is in the class of 9 in the section A. So the data in horizontal is a related thing, so it is said to be a single record. So this is the manner how the database is going to store the data. Now first point of the characteristics of DBMS. Data stored in tables. Data is never directly stored into the database. Data is stored into tables created inside the database. You can imagine a database as a folder name and the collection of files inside the folder or the tables. DBMS also allows to have relationship between tables. It's very important because of this point, relationship between the tables, that means one table can be connected with another table. It gives a important work or important concept that is said to be relational data. That means a relationship between the tables. Then only the data can be organized and easily manipulated, fetched, everything, which makes the data more meaningful and connected. So we are going to learn this and we are going to apply this concept in later things. Now we must know first characteristics of the DBMS is the data are stored in tables. So a database is a collection of tables and we can have relationship between the tables which are present in a database. Is it clear, children? Next point is reduced redundancy. So what is redundancy? Duplication of data. In the modern world, hard drives are very cheap, but earlier when the hard drives were too expensive, unnecessary repetitions of data in the database was a big problem. Simply we can have, if we view our smartphone, the memory is having repeated photo snaps or repeated files. Okay, then there are some softwares to clear the duplicate files also. The same thing, but DBMS follows normalization. It's a technique. What's the technique is which divides the data in such a way that repetition is minimum. So because of the concept normalization present in DBMS, it is having a character of reduced redundancy. That means it will not have duplicate values. Sometimes they may appear, but there is a format to have that. Is it clear, children? First point, database stores the data in the form of table inside the database. Next, the tables can have relationship. Then the point is normalization. So it's a technique to divide the data in such a way that repetition is minimum. Because of this data, duplicate records are not found in the database. Next one is data consistency. On live data, it is being continuously updated and added. Maintaining the consistency of data can become a challenge, but DBMS handles it by itself. The best example is while you are browsing or purchasing something in the Amazon, if you view your cart, you will have numerous wish list. That means you have added many things in your cart. Sometimes you will delete, sometimes it will be in your place itself. So these data are, whenever you open your account in a mobile or in some other's mobile or in a laptop or in a desktop, whenever you open your account, you can easily view all the orders, what you have viewed, what is in your cart, what is in your wish list. So all the things are maintained in a pakka manner. So this is possible because of DBMS. Next, support multiple user, then concurrent access. Same thing, multiple user means we cannot say that Amazon is used by one person at a time. So that Amazon application is opened by numerous customers. So Amazon is accessed at a time by numerous people, and that is said to be multiple user. Concurrent access means the same product can be accessed at the same time by many people. So DBMS allows multiple users to work on it, update, insert, delete. At the same time, still manages to maintain the data consistency. That means if I add a thing to my cart, it has to say whether it is present in the stock or not. Sometimes within 5 minutes we can see a message as this item is not in stock. Have you ever experienced that? So this is all possible because it is booked or bought by many people, means it will say that there is no stock. So each and every time the database is maintained in a proper manner because of this DBMS. So what are the things we have learned? One is it's stored in the tables and relationship between the tables are possible. Next one is a reduced redundancy. Duplicate values are maintained properly because of normalization technique. Next, data consistency. Even though it is continuously changed, that is updation is done, deletion is done, even though the data is handled in a proper manner. Then multiple users can use, and same time concurrent access also possible. Next one is query language. So DBMS provides users with a simple query language using which data can be easily fetched, inserted. Fetched means retrieving, inserted means giving a new data, deleting means deleting existing data, updated means modifying the existing data. So query language, this means we can do this like MS Word, just clicking a button or option we can change something. That is said to be normal. Next one is query language. The same thing can be done using statements or programming. This query language is going to be learnt in the chapter 12 in elaborate. So same thing, if there is a software for the DBMS, yes, you are going to learn MySQL as the software DBMS in your syllabus. So while I open and explain that DBMS, you will get an idea. So adding a adding a record or deleting a record is very easy in one of the method, just like the Word, user friendly. Just you select the options, click the option, you can easily do it. Another one is we have to write a coding like Python, and we are like Python, not Python, like some statements to insert a record, delete a record. That is said to be SQL language, that is query language. This you are going to learn in elaborate in your 12th chapter. So it will be very interesting. Next one is security. The DBMS also takes care of the security of data. This is very important because lots of informations are stored, so it should be in a protected manner. So protecting the data from unauthorized access. In a typical DBMS, we can create user accounts with different access permission, using which we can easily secure our data by restricting user access. Yes, that means giving permissions. Some users we can give the permission only you can see. You cannot delete, edit or anything. Any updation cannot be done. So likewise we can give authentication or authorization for accessing the data. Next one is DBMS supports transaction. It allows us to better handle and manage data integrity in real world application or where multi-threading is extensively used. That means here the data integrity in real world application means if I am selecting a product in Amazon and I am buying that, means I have to do some process, right? I have to select and I have to keep that. First I have to keep it in the cart and I have to buy through some online transaction or cash on payment, like that. There is a procedure to buy the product. Then it allows us to better handle and manage data integrity in real world application means that data from which person it is purchased, where it should be delivered, through which gateway it is. That means the payment is done, whether it is in a card payment or internet banking or whether it is a cash on delivery. Everything is maintained in an organized thing, and there is a honesty to maintain that. So that type of manipulation is said to be data integrity. So where multi-threading is extensively used means multi-threading. Threading means error handling. So if you have noticed, while we are paying the amount, if there is any sudden shutdown or if any if by mistake if we have closed the tab, means there will be a message. It will be properly maintained. It will not take the amount. It will say that as you processed the payment, but it is interrupted, whether you want to continue or not. So each process is maintained properly. This is very important while online transaction or maintaining the database. So DBMS is properly having the data integrity and multi-threading concept. Multi-threading means error handling. So these are the characteristics of DBMS. Learn thoroughly. It's a 5-mark question and also an important question. Next one, what is the advantages of DBMS? Segregation of application program, that is separation and modulation. Next, minimal data duplication, that is data redundancy. Duplicate data are not allowed. If there is allowing means there will be some procedure and concept. Easy retrieval of data using query language. This query language you are going to learn in the 12th chapter. Reduced development time. This is very important. Development time, that means creating a database, creating the table and storing inside the database, it takes only less amount of time, and maintenance also very easy. So these are the advantages of DBMS. So DBMS means it's a software, it is going to maintain the database. So what is a database? It's a collection of data in the form of table. So how would be the table? It will be like this. There will be a heading, and each heading is said to be a column or a attribute, and the horizontal based data are said to be a single row or a record or a tuple. So this is all together said to be a table or a relation. We are going to learn this in elaborate. So for this session, you have learnt what is the characteristics and what is the advantages of DBMS. That's all for this session. Learn well. Thank you. Have a good day.